I had a car crash when I was 21, and there was a girl killed in the back of the car. She was only 16. When they pulled me out of the car, I was dead, right outside American base. She was killed instantly. A lamppost come in the back of the car. Her boyfriend, sitting in the back next to her, got out of the car and walked home. Didn't realise what had happened, in shock. My girlfriend was thrown out of the car. When I'm recuperating, I was in a coma for about 6 weeks, and I was paralysed down one side. All my friends used to come up, and it never twigged that this one person was missing. And then they left it for a while to tell me that she was killed. And I realised that she wasn't there on her visits, but I never twigged. It was her that was missing. Bad time in my life. Bad time.
Worst thing, stupid thing I did was lost £53,000 at roulette in one sitting, which was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'd just broken up with a girlfriend. I was in a bad mental state and blew money like I got back as well. Went down to about £4,000 left, built it up to 30, and when I got back up to 30 I thought, you know what, I can get this back to the 53. I should have stopped then and taken a £22,000 loss, but walked out 53 down, didn't even have the money for a taxi. Absolutely horrendous. I lost 10 grand in the first 10 minutes. Just one of those things. I've had to move on from that. It hurts, if you haven't got that. I didn't have that. It wasn't like I had that. I obviously did have that type of money to lose because I lost it, but I couldn't afford to lose it. It was August the 23rd, 2013. I still think about it, yeah, most days. Most days.
I was sexually abused as a child, and I couldn't tell my mother at the time, and that came out as a spewed out argument between me and my mother. And I said a lot of things that hurt her, but she didn't, she wasn't to blame. It happened, and unfortunately, right up until I was, 32, I think. Yeah, 32. I couldn't actually talk about it, never spoke of it. And we were having a chat and a drink one night, and it all just spewed out as a massive argument, just come out. She said something about, because the chap that did it was actually arrested and charged for somebody else. And then it was never questioned that he may have actually done anything to me. So, of course, as I say, when I was about 32, we were having this discussion, and he came into question about, it was next door neighbour. Can you remember when so-and-so got arrested? And then it sort of all came up, and it was like, I'm going to say it. I'm going to tell her. You could have done more. And then it just came out as this horrible, venomous, spewed argument, which we were both deeply sorry for afterwards, but it was something at that point had to be said.
I don't like cakes. I don't like cakes or buns or anything like that. Because of growing up, a great amount of sweet items were consumed by the people in front of me and shoved, almost like where the snake can unhinge its jaw and insert more goodies. Where we were living in the country, we used to have a baker grocery van come round, and the person that I was living with would order this great bag of iced donuts and iced fingers, and then she would consume them. She'd sit in front of me and consume them like some giant fetid dwarf. And so I didn't have any cakes, but I would stand there and witness it. I'd see all these cakes being shoved into that gaping chasm of a mouth. And one time when she wasn't about, the grocer guy, pulled up in the van and gave me a bag of these iced donuts, iced fingers for myself. There was a bag of 4 of them. And he says, hide them away, because he knew how mad they were. And so I got a T-shirt and I kind of hid them away in this T-shirt. And I got as far as the door, and I had them taken off me. And then I had my hand held on the kitchen sink, and the under-sink cupboard slammed repeatedly on my hand for taking something.
She donned her leathers and cropped her hair. She rode her bike without a care. And when her friends said take it slow, she told them all where they could go. Outside she laughed and showed her strength, but deep inside she felt the wrench, for someone close had passed away, and all her heart would have to say was, why did God take him away? So sprinting from the checkered flag of self-destructive thoughts she had, she took her trophies one by one until at last her time had come.